observe the African savannah. Now, my friends, before you get this 2-week show on the road, we have some very important safety paperwork to fill out. We gotta make sure to keep our hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. Also, make sure that we're staying seated and not playing any musical chairs or playing past the children. Those are my 2 least favorite games. So if everybody can do those 2 easy things for me, please say Twin Day. Perfect. In a resounding chorus, you guys signed the paperwork, now you can't break the contract. Up above you is that animal spotting guide, and I, of course, will be your animal spotting guide. See what I did there? If you need any help, though, or I missed something, that animal spotting guide should help you out, even though it's a little outdated. About 25 years old. Now, we just entered the little Aturi forest, so keep your eyes peeled for any animals hiding in the brush and thicket. Oh, it looks like there's a baby okapi over on the right side. Now, for the longest time, we weren't sure what family the okapi over here were part of. Oh, really quick, too. There's one, say, saddle-billed stork right on your right. That's a female. The female has yellow eyes. Males have brown. They're actually mates for life. They also don't have vocal cords, so they can't communicate with one another. But those okapi, for the longest time, we thought with their zebra-striped legs, they must be part of the zebra family. They're not. And then we thought maybe, just maybe, they're part of the unicorn family because of an old Swahili legend that alluded to that. They're not. And then we thought maybe they're part of the Giraffidae family. In fact, they are. The okapi is the original giraffe species. So I guess that means the okapi is, well, not a copy. Anyways, on the left side there we have a black rhinoceros laying down right by the rocks. They're about 3,000 pounds, fully grown. That actually makes them the smaller rhino species, both in size and unfortunately in number. Less than 5,000 exist in the world today, as they are facing threats such as poaching for their horns. Now at the top of the hill on the right, there we actually have some bongos, otherwise known as the ghosts of the forest, because they're so rarely seen hiding in the brush and thicket with their disruptive camouflage. Y'all saw the ghosts, right? Okay, good, I'm not just seeing things. Whew. That's a little turning forward, my friends. We're gonna go poly down to the Sapi River. There you might find some Nile hippopotamus, you might find some Nile crocodile, or if we're really lucky, you might even find some pink-backed pelicans. One of my personal favorites. And now coming up on that right-hand side, it looks like we're passing by a pod of pink-backed pelicans. They get their name because during mating season, their backs become a light shade of pink. It almost looks like they're blushing. And they're a very social species, friends. Pods can range from 20 to 500 pelicans. Oh, and it also looks like the Nile hippopotamus are up for some air. They can hold their breath for roughly 8 minutes. Babies have much smaller lungs, so they can only hold their breath for 30 seconds.
Do you see them, bro?
Now, they're very territorial, so we're going to keep going.
Yeah, I think so.
In that little group that we have there, we'll call it Maloot of Nile hippopotamus. Should that hippopotamus ever vocalize, we'll call that a wheeze honk, which kind of sounds like a car horn. Now, my friends, let's just hope we can get through this water without getting too wet. You got a little rainbow there on the left. That sign up ahead does say hurry, and that means caution. Though this bridge looks perfectly stable, I see nothing to worry about. It's not like there's any real live Nile crocodile on the left side or anything. Make sure we're all staying seated, make sure children are staying seated in our laps. Because even if there were a real live Nile crocodile, which there obviously aren't, they mainly have a diet of fish. Then again, they can and will eat anything in their way. So, So, it's a good thing we made it across that bridge. Yeah, safe and sound. How are y'all doing back there? Good. I see everybody that I started with. Awesome. Now, my friends, it looks like we're nearing a very unusual looking tree on that right-hand side. We're going back to those crocodiles. Crocodiles, while fierce, are exceptional parents. When their babies are about to hatch, they will take that egg and roll it around in their mouth to help soften the egg. And then crocodiles can actually grow to about 16 feet long, roughly the same size as a fully grown Maasai giraffe. Now over on that right-hand side,
Oh, wow.
there's the baobab tree, otherwise known as the upside down tree. Because for 9 months out of the year, that tree has no leaves on its branches, which kind of makes it look like it's upside down. Those branches look like roots.
No kidding.
Now, my friends, as we go poly down this hill, we've made it to the savannah. Now, this is the crossroads of Africa. You'll see animals migrating across the savannah every single year to search for new places to graze. You might find Ankole cattle. You might find Hartman's mountain zebra. You might find giraffe. You never know. Now, right off the bat, my friends, it looks like we actually have some Hartman's mountain zebra migrating over towards us. Now that's a dazzle of zebras.
Oh god, they're strong and wild is right.
And does anybody know what animal the zebra is related to? A horse, exactly, yes. Now,
What's the giraffe? Say giraffe.
they sound like horses do. They actually will make a kind of call. It sounds just like that.
There we go. Look, we're gonna go right past one on the side.
And over on that left-hand side, I see a pack of painted dogs laying down.
Look, we're getting really close to one.
A very social species. And they'll actually feed these orphans first.
Hey, stop moving, man!
He's pooping.
Oh, take a look at them over there. They're so cute over there, aren't they? Yeah, you can stay cute.
Oh, it's another one.
There.
Over there. Because they just so happen to be the most persistent predator on the savannah, getting their prey more often than not. They're more successful than lions. Now on that left-hand side there, we're passing by 3 sable antelope.
Antelope.
And those sable antelope have horns that lean back, and those horns are pretty sharp.
Right here too. Look, huh?
In fact, when facing danger, the sable antelope will not flee, they will stand strong and fight, as that's their natural instinct to do so.
Oh my lord!
Over on that left-hand side, it looks like that giraffe is using its 13-inch long tongue to grab some food off that tree. That's a purplish blue tongue. Prevents it from getting sunburned.
Oh.
They can grow roughly 18 to 20 feet tall, fully grown. Though babies are much smaller when first born. Baby Maasai giraffe will be roughly 6 feet tall. Which means that they're taller than most antelopes, most other animals in fact. And unfortunately, me. And I'm not sure if I'll ever get over that fact. It looks like we're nearing some more giraffe, and 2 common elands, 72 inches tall, are actually the second largest antelope species.
Wow. Look at that. Look at him. Look at him.
Now the male will typically dig his horns into the nearby shrubs, the nearby bushes, the flowers, get it all tangled up, and create what we call a flower crown. then they'll parade around the female with their flower crown to show off.
Look over there.
On your right-hand side, it looks like we're passing by a little confusion
See over here, guys?
or an implausibility of wildebeest, of course. And those wildebeest are also known as ewe, spelled G-N-U, because of the low ew sound that they make when they communicate with one another. In fact, it did ew. Now that 1.5 million wildebeest will migrate across the savannah every single year to search for new places to graze. Alrighty, my friends. Now I'm gonna get very, very quiet. It looks like we're nearing elephant territory. And I say that because on the right side, there we have two African elephants. How can you tell that they're African elephants, you may ask? Well, we're in Africa, but also their ears are in the shape of the continent of Africa. And they're larger than most, than any other elephant species.
Look where that water is.
I'm gonna go forward a little bit. I'm gonna take a right turn. We're gonna get up close and personal. I'm gonna turn my microphone off. Keep your ears open. See if you can hear what these elephants are saying to us before they leave. Everybody hear that? In case you didn't hear it, I'll let you know what the elephant said. They said that Tyler, which just so happens to be my name, is the best safari driver ever. You guys heard that too, right? Yeah, I know I liked you guys. I couldn't hear a single thing the elephant was saying. Now this bridge doesn't look too new, but Hakuna Matata, right? Now as we go across this bridge, did you know that 1.5, or sorry, not 1.5, elephants will stay with their mothers for about 13 to 15 years. They have the second longest childhood of any mammal. Second, of course, to the human. Perfect. The human will stay with its mother for 18 years? 21? Did somebody say 27? That's a little bit too specific. I don't know what that's about. We're gonna keep moving on. I don't want to get involved with that. Now it looks like on that left side we're passing by one more African elephant. That trunk has almost 10,000 muscles in it alone.
Wow.
Which they'll use to pick up food to put in their mouth, of course. They'll also use their trunk to pick up dirt and mud and throw it on their back. And they'll get water with their trunk. It's basically a hand for the elephant. Now coming up on that left side there, we have one more.
You're the best, Spot.
This is a parade of elephants.
Seeing them, Curse?
Typically males are solitary or they'll live in bachelor herds.
Looks like it.
It looks like this elephant right to the left is carrying some food.
Oh yeah.
I think you grow up to about 85 years old.
Wow.
Assuming, of course, they aren't threatened by any of their known predators, which of course just so happens to be us. So we gotta make sure that these animals are staying safe on reserves just like this one. And because of our actions of late, elephant population has risen. And on your left-hand side, we're passing by a flamboyance of greater flamingos. You can tell that they're the greater flamingos because they have a lighter shade of pink to their feathers, as opposed to the lesser flamingo, which has a dark shade of pink, almost a reddish colorization. Of course, they get that pink colorization from the brine shrimp that they eat, which has a nutrient known as beta-carotene inside. Now, my friends, by a show of hands, does anybody here happen to know why the flamingo stands on one leg? To keep his body heat. I actually have no idea, so we're gonna go with that. That's why I was asking you guys. Nobody knows for sure. Some people believe it helps them balance better. Some people believe it helps them cool off.
It's good to be a show off.
It helps them keep in body heat. Even scientists can't agree. So I guess one thing's for certain. It's still up in the air.
Rhinos up here.
Now over on that left-hand side, we're passing by a crash of white, or Vite, the proper pronunciation of their name, rhinoceros.
Wow.
They're a very social species compared to the black rhinoceros, which tends to be more solitary. They don't have the best eyesight, but they make up for that in their hearing. You'll notice that their ears move independently from one another, like little radar dishes. They can hear sounds up to 5 miles away. Over on that left-hand side, we're passing by my personal favorite animal, the cheetah. They can go 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds, which means they accelerate faster than the Ford Mustang,
Oh my god.
and a lot faster than this truck, so we're gonna keep going. Oh my goodness, friends, they're so quick they already made it over here. It looks like there's one hanging out right in the corner on the left, or on the right. They have these black teardrop markings underneath their eyes that reflect the sun while they run. And they'll use their tail as a rudder to go left and right so they can maneuver those sharp corners. Whew. Alright. We made it past those cheetahs safe and sound. We made it to the Kopi Rocks. Now, what can be found at the Kopi Rocks? Lions. That's right, I forgot. I was gonna say rocks. But yeah, we can find lions too. I don't know if that's better or worse than the cheetahs, but hopefully they're asleep so we can sneak. There they are. Sneak by and it looks like the female is awake. Their mighty roar can be heard up to 5 miles
Yeah, I'm trying to
away.
get a video.
Which means you'll hear them before seeing them.
Right above them. Oh, beautiful.
Though I will say they're not the best hunters. At night, the female goes out and does the hunting. They'll get their prey roughly 30 to 40% of the time, as they're what we call ambush predators. And those paws, for a brief size comparison, are roughly the same size as our face. Alrighty, friends, so we make our way around this bend. It looks like we're nearing some warthog burrows. Oh, I see some. At the top of the hill, right behind this broken down tree, you can see some warthogs as we move further down this path. They're moving a little bit.
Oh yeah,
They're kind of blending in with the rocks on your left shoulder.
I can't see crap.
Now, they are a pig species. In fact, I'd reckon they're one of the smartest
I
pig
saw that.
species. So that Swahili word Pumbaa, meaning foolish, has nothing to do with them. In fact, they'll typically steal their burrows from smaller burrowing animals such as the meerkat and the naked mole rat. Now my friends, over on that right hand side, it looks like we're passing by some ostrich eggs. Right by the bushes. Those eggs are about 3 pounds each, and equivalent to 2 dozen chicken eggs. They're so durable that a human and a baby elephant could stand on top of them, and they will not break, and they won't crack. And now, my friends, we've seen lions, we've seen crocodiles, we've seen painted dogs, but are you ready for Nigerian dwarf goats? Now they are a mean-eating machine. They'll eat the grass, the weeds, the shrubbery, practically anything they can get their little hands on. And then that will aid in their milk production, which is higher in protein and lower in fat compared to typical cow's milk. Now it does give them a bit of a pot belly. There's 4 pockets in their stomach, which is where all that food goes. But the water keeps him on his land because it helps clean up the ecosystem. And of course, you can use their milk for income. I will say, when they got here though, they became the cutest thing I've ever seen on this safari. Which is really tough for me to admit. You know why? Exactly, that makes me the second cutest thing I've ever seen on this safari, but I think I'll get over it someday. Thank you. First person to ever nail that question. Now my friends, it looks like our safari is coming to a close. But your journey is just beginning. What I encourage you to do when you head home is quite simple. Just take a look in your backyard. Take a look and see what animals are facing similar dangers the animals in my backyard face. Because my friends, if you can make a small difference at home and you can care just a little bit about those little creatures, you can make a great difference all across the world. After all, it's my firm belief that if you help an animal in your backyard, you're helping one in mine. As they say, it's quite literally one big circle of life. Exactly. Now, instead of saying goodbye, which is far too sad and far too final, I'm going to say Kwaherini. Kwaherini means to go well, so go well, go wild, go in style. But most importantly, go make a difference in everything you do and wherever your travels take you. My name is Tyler. Have a great rest of your day here in Africa. Of course, my pleasure.